Alright, welcome everybody. Hello, fellow adventurers. Welcome to the Thumbstick Adventurers podcast. I'm Kagros.
I am Ice Drake King, IDK for short.
And I am juicysamples.
All right, and episode six
Okay,
is called
and
is called.
today we
Go ahead, IDK.
okay today we have episode 6 titled "Rare Candy Picks." Now, my precious audience, I'm sure you understand what this means, right? We're not going to a candy store. We're going to Pokemon Land, baby. It's Poketo Monsters time. We are going to first talk about Pokemon, how we got into it, what led us into it, why we love it, and why we hate it. There's a lot to unpack here, and at the end of the day, we're going to rate the main games on a scale. Each of us has played a different amount of games. We're going to rate them on our own personal scale, and then we're going to rate them all together to make a master list that you can then tell us in the comments why we're absolutely wrong and deserve to die. Okay. Now, let's begin with the first topic. How we got into Pokemon. Oh, camera, you fell.
All right, so I guess I'll go first. I'll start us off. So I got in like pretty out of the gate when it came to America. I played the blue started with Pokemon Blue, and I actually was introduced by a friend who had it on his PC through a Game Boy emulator. And then eventually I got my own Game Boy and I was able to play. But I think Pokemon came out in 1997 or 98. 97, 98, somewhere around there.
Pokemon was released in NA or in Japan?
In North America.
North America was 1998, 1999.
Yeah, I think it was not 98. I think it was 98. So yeah, that was, and it was like short. It came out shortly before the Game Boy Color came out. But I played it in black and white because I had a Game Boy Pocket. So and I got really into also the trading cards as you know. I'm pretty sure Pokemon kind of was a key pillar of our childhoods. So yeah, definitely that's how I got into it. My friend introduced it to me, and then I actually got into it, and I actually caught all 150 Pokemon on my blue version. I did not get Mew because only the cheaters had Mew.
Ooh, missing number, baby.
Oh, I
Uh,
did.
okay, I guess I'll go next. With me, Pokemon is kind of near and dear to my heart. It kind of isn't. Basically, I was in second grade, and this hot new game was coming out called Pokemon. I had no idea about it, but I went home. I was sitting in front of the TV when the anime came on. And that catchy jingle that you can be the best, you gotta catch them all. Oh, I was hooked. I was hooked. I loved it. You know what the problem was? Pokemon came on at 2 p.m. Right as soon as I got out of school, and as soon as I had to go to piano practice. So I always missed it. I didn't get to watch it. I was pissed. But lo and behold, Pokemon Company had my back. Okay, they had the card game, they had the video games, they had the comics, they had everything. Everyone at school really loved it. So I ended up getting in sort of I dumped into it. You know, this was at the same time that Magic the Gathering was going around the school and Yu-Gi-Oh was getting really popular too. But Pokemon was there. I loved it. I loved it a lot.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, did the show come out first or the game?
I don't know.
Very good question.
I think probably
Very good
around the
question.
same. I would say around the same time. It has to be around the same time.
Well,
Yeah.
so IDK said that it came out when he was in second grade, but I was trying to think. I don't think it came out in second grade.
No, it came out in 98.
98, right? So that's
98.
at least third grade.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me, yeah. I remember playing it in the playground with my Game Boy. Like we just sneak it in and we start like playing. We actually had like the Game Boy links to trade Pokemon, but that didn't really happen too often. But yeah, it's I think maybe third grade was defined by Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Like you just go to school, play some Pokemon on the side in the playground. You go home, you watch Pokemon, you memorize the Pokédex, rinse and repeat. That was school for me. But yeah, Pokemon was dear to my heart. I do think it's one of the first RPGs that I've played. without knowing that it was an RPG. Like just having all the stats and the HP and all that management. But yeah, I definitely like Pokemon card trading. Like, you collect them for the Pokemon and not for the game itself. Like, no one knew how to play the game. um, but yeah, I think afterwards, I pretty much dropped off, honestly. So I'm very looking forward to the things that we love about Pokemon, and especially the things that we hate about Pokemon, and how that turns out.
Okay. So now for the next topic, I think we should discuss our favorite Pokemon. Come on, it's called Pokemon. There's over 900 of them. What is your favorite? If you can't think of what your favorite is, what is the one you hate the most? I'll go first. This is a very easy question for me. The number one Pokemon I hate the absolute most, Dunsparce.
Dunsparce. Are you freaking kidding me?
I don't like that guy. I don't like him. It's not because he's good. Not because he's OP. It's because he's trash. Real trash.
What are
I think he's worse than the trash Pokemon.
What are you talking about?
Literally.
He's not literally trash. Dunsparce?
Dunsparce.
Dunsparce's not literally trash. We have a literally trash Pokemon. Troubadour and Garbo, whatever.
I know. Yeah, Garbodor, whatever. I think that's better than Dunsparce, okay? Dude, I don't like Dunsparce.
Bruh, Dunsparce's so good. Dunsparce's so good. So good. His ability is so good.
Put him in the trash can, take him out of the games, open up that slot for a new Pokemon, get him out of here.
I feel bad for Dunsparce. I feel very bad for Dunsparce.
Now for...
Go ahead.
Oh, what? Continue. What about Dunsparce? You gonna defend?
No, I'm not gonna defend Dunsparce, but to IDK's going hunting, and Dunsparce is on the menu.
Dunsparce is the eternal disappointment of Pokemon.
Well, one thing, I guess it is really disappointing because it's super rare. It's in that one cave. You get like a single digit chance of catching it, and you think it's super rare, so you catch it and you train it, and you find out that's a piece of shit.
All right. You incompetent trainers. You incompetent trainers. What you're supposed to do with Dunsparce is use its ability. So you give it Headbutt and Glare. That's literally all you need. You glare to paralyze them, and then you just headbutt them to death.
No, absolutely not. Dunsparce only deserves to die under my heel. Preferably under the heel of my favorite Pokemon. This is going to be much harder. It's very easy to hate.
Can we guess? Can you tell us which generation? I think that would be pretty fun.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and guess.
No, which generation, at least?
Let me see. I'm trying to remember.
I would think IDK would like Dunsparce. It's like all RNG. Dunsparce is an RNG Pokemon. It's spam Headbutt, and then if you fail to flinch, then you die. that's what Dunsparce is, because his ability doubles the trigger chance of a move that has a secondary effect. I think it's something like that. So Headbutt's chance is double to flinch is doubled. So basically, you just chain Headbutt. So you glare to paralyze him, and then the chance of the glare is doubled because of his ability. So it's 100%, basically almost 100% paralyzed. And then you just headbutt them until they die, because you go first now because they're paralyzed. And then pray you cheese them to death.
Those are some good stats. I can't really think of a Pokemon that I hate the most. But one Pokemon did come to mind for some reason, and I would never think about this Pokemon ever, but now that IDK has brought it up, I do dislike Smeargle.
Smeargle.
I don't know why.
Versatile. So versatile.
He is. It is very versatile, but it's just there.
He's bad. He's a bad Pokemon, regardless of what moves you give. But yeah, he's unique.
Yeah, it's just
Smeargle. You want this move? Okay. All right, we'll throw out Smeargle. All right. Hope he doesn't get one shot by the said move.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry to interject. My favorite Pokemon
All good.
is a legendary. Okay.
Oh.
Obviously. That should
Dialga.
help. No.
Which generation?
It's the generation that has Salamence in it.
Third generation. And it has to be,
So that's the third.
yeah.
I think that's the third.
Rayquaza.
That's a close one, but no.
Is it Groudon?
Oh,
Is it Groudon then?
You ho-oh.
No.
You like ho-oh?
No. It's much easier than that. Come on,
Oh, no,
Phil. Think.
not ho-oh. Sorry.
Come
No,
Come on, Kagros. Think back to all our battles. What legendary did I always use?
I don't remember. Was it
The-
Groudon? Was it Groudon?
No, I didn't
not-
like Groudon at all.
Oh God!
It's not
No,
Kyogre?
it's not Kyogre. It's one of the Reggies. It's one of the Reggies, right?
Regice?
No, it's not that either. I mean,
After that, it's Latios or Latias. That's it.
Which one is it, Phil? Or Kagros?
The pink one.
Oh my gosh, he likes Latias. Are you kidding me?
Latias. Really, number one in my heart.
It's too cute, huh? It's too cute, huh?
It's a jet plane, man. Jet plane.
It is a jet plane.
It is a jet plane.
Yeah. It's like it's the version I caught. I got Latias, and I love using her. It was fun. I am a dirty, legendary whore.
Don't you guys know what my favorite Pokemon is? I'm very vocal about what my favorite Pokemon is. You guys want to take a guess? It's first generation.
It's first
generation. Charizard?
No.
Blastoise.
No. It's not none of the starters. Or their evolutions.
It's gotta be Jinx. You love Jinx.
No, I do not like Jinx.
Mr. Mime.
No. Mr. IDK, just give me one guess and then I'll tell you.
It's okay. It's not. Or is it Gengar?
No. Alright.
No.
So my favorite, no question about it, is the wonderful Articuno.
Ah.
That is my favorite. I remember because Articuno was the only way you could beat Lance, right? And I like the design of it. Like I think Articuno is really cool. It's it's an ice bird, and I actually do not like the Galar version of Articuno. I don't actually like any of the Galar version of the 3 Legendary Birds. I feel like they did them a disservice. I think the designs could have been a lot cooler. So I don't think they have Mega Evolutions either. I don't think there is a Mega Articuno. So yeah, I don't know. I just like Articuno. I really like its design. I do not have a Pokemon that I hate. Although I feel like the recent generation design of Pokemon, like the further we get along, there's like more and more bad designs. But I don't have any Pokemon that I actively hate because that would require effort, and that is not something I would like to give to Pokemon.
I just hate Dunsparks. I don't like them. Because it's based off like this cool mythological creature from Japan, and the way they implemented it in the game is just terrible. Terrible. They couldn't even redeem it at any point either. All the generations that have come couldn't give it an evolution, couldn't give it a mega, nothing. It's just left there to rot. Okay, so we got past how we got into Pokemon. We have discussed our favorite and hated.
Wait, haven't
Actually, Juicy has not given his favorite yet.
Okay, what's your favorite?
Very quick.
Juicy.
First generation.
Charizard.
Charizard. Not Charizard. What about you, IDK? One guess.
Venusaur.
No. Okay. So my favorite,
Jinx.
and
It's Jinx.
you would never think about it, but my favorite is Starmie.
Starmie. Oh man.
It's not because of the design. It's not because of the show. It's all about red and blue. Because Starmie is the most versatile Pokemon that you can get. It's really fast. It can learn Psychic. It has Thunderbolt. And it has Surf. And you can recover. So that was always my moveset. And that would just crush people unexpectedly because they're like, "Why is there Starmie here?" But then it's just really fast, and you can just wipe out
I
teams
I
with
think
Starmie.
Starmie, I think it's Starmie and Gengar were the most meta were had the longest running time in the OU tiers over multiple generations. I think they had the longest run.
Wow.
Starmie, like you mentioned that like the versatile moveset, but like the two moves that it had that were the key were Thunderbolt and Ice Beam. The Bolt Beam combo
Mm.
literally like shreds, most Pokemon. Like one, they will be weak to one of them, and obviously it can have Surf and it has Recover if you need it. But like, yeah, Starmie is super fast, hits like a truck too, and then versatile. So yeah, I agree. It's a very strong Pokemon.
That's the only reason why.
I,
In terms of starters, I do like Charmander the most.
yeah, let's discuss that. Going all the way back to Gen 1, who was the starter you started with? Who was number one in your heart?
The number one in my heart is literally number one. Bulbasaur, baby. He's number
What was
one
one?
in the
Wow.
Pokedex, in my heart. The best starter is Bulbasaur. He's number one. It says right there in the Pokedex, number one. That's all. That's all you. That's the only argument I need. He's number one.
Okay, that works for me. I mean, he was my favorite too. It mainly came down to when we were playing Pokemon. We only had two copies. We had Red and Blue. And obviously, with the old Pokemon games, newsflash, you could only have one save file.
Mm-hmm.
So my older brother played Red first, and he picked Charmander. And then I got to play Blue first, and I picked Bulbasaur. Before I played, my little brother Greg let me know he wanted Squirtle, so I better not pick Squirtle. Fine. You guys are having your fire dragons and your water turtles. I'll take my grass plant, baby. Oh yeah. And then my brother erased my save file.
Of course.
Because he wanted me to keep grinding so he can get all the EVs, so he can have all the EV evolutions in his game.
Eevees.
Okay. So we've done our favorites, our least favorites. We've done how we got into Pokemon. Now, let's discuss if we're out of Pokemon. Have any of us played the most recent game,
Nope.
Sword and Shield?
Nope.
No? And
I
why is
refuse.
that? Why is that, gentlemen?
I think we're all on the same page here. I feel so. I think Pokemon is like the Pokemon games now. I think are a lot better for new players. Like they are so much better than like the hardest Pokemon game. There's no question about it. The hardest Pokemon game was Red and Blue. That's the hard, in my opinion, that was the hardest game. And I know that if I did not have the rare candy glitch, the game would have been like really, really difficult. Like because I think Red and Blue, you had the highest level deficit when you face the Elite Four. Like if you do everything normally, you have the highest level deficit compared to all the other games. So like Red and Blue are definitely the hardest games, and I feel like nowadays the new games, new players, new people to the franchise, the games are a lot better for them than as they were when we started playing. That being said, Pokemon has not innovated in quite some time. Like each new gen has a gimmick, but the core gameplay has remained the same. And as a result, like I got pretty fatigued by it, and I'm like, why? Like I'm not gonna buy this game. Like it's literally the same thing. And it's just I'll use a different set of Pokemon, but there's nothing to compel me to play these new games. And you'll see when we start ranking the games how like I'll go into it. So definitely, I feel like it's because there's nothing to drive me to play the game. Like I want to be honest here. I feel like Pokemon Go was probably the best innovation that happened in the Pokemon series in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's unfortunate that
That's
Pokemon Go
fair.
has shitty developers, but it is definitely the most the most Pokemon has innovated, and it wasn't even Pokemon to begin with.
Well, first of all,
Don't worry. We'll
do
get
do
into
you
that
not
later.
play
But
Pokemon Go because of shitty developers or because of something else?
Oh,
I think that's a bad reason. I wouldn't want you to communicate it that way. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you play Pokemon Go. You play Pokemon Go. In spite of the shitty developers, I think I've met a lot of people that play Pokemon. I actually still play it from time to time. And actually, a lot of people that play it now, they're just like people that want to go out to walk, like they're grown ups, like older folks that go out to walk and stuff. So like for that reason, like just for that reason alone, they're like, I think it's really really good, like a health app. Like it's an incentive for you to go out and bike or walk or do whatever. So like I think a lot of people play in spite of the shitty developers.
Yeah, it can be a very good walking simulator, whereas walking may, for some people, be really boring. If you can put a game that's like Pokemon, you can have like that real life experience we dreamed about as kids. Like, oh, let's go walking down the street. Oh, look, there's a Pikachu. Catch it. For me, not playing Sword or Shield came down to a lot of the same things Kagros said. Fatigue, unexcitedness about the new game. Game Freak really sort of resting on their laurels and just pumping something out to pump something out. There's even part of me that thought like, oh, look, they took a 3DS game, they got told they had to be put on Switch, and they put it on Switch. But it's just, and we'll get into this topic later. Actually, we may even transition into it after we hear what Juicy has to say about why he didn't pick Sword and Shield. But Game Freak is letting players down in a lot of ways. And I kind of blame Game Freak fatigue for themselves because they've been stuck doing Pokemon for so long. But also I blame Nintendo for this too. But Juicy, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, we're all just tired. It's the same damn thing for the past 15 years. Nothing has changed. I still have 4 moves. We still take turns. Except I did like the introduction of having, was it like double team or like a team battle?
Double battles, yeah. Double battles.
Yeah,
Doubles,
that was
doubles
pretty
and
cool.
Triples.
Yeah.
I was really hoping Sword and Shield would do something in terms of changing the battle mechanics, maybe even like introducing a 5th move would be pretty revolutionary. But yeah, they've done nothing, and I understand why. I think like they're damned if they don't, and they're damned if they do change it. Like I think a lot of the existing fan base would be really mad if they did change the system, and vice versa as well. So yeah, I think they're stuck, and unfortunately, I don't see Pokemon evolving their way out of this.
Yeah, like if we compare Pokemon to other game franchises that Nintendo owns, like Fire Emblem and Zelda, like Fire Emblem literally had to innovate or it died. Like that's what happened, and it saved it. And it saved the entire franchise with Awakening. They had to innovate or they were dead.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say our next topic then would be discussion on Game Freak and how they, as a developer, started out really strong with Pokemon. It was sort of an unexpected hit for them. They put it out, it blew up in their face, and they sort of been riding this wave ever since. Like, the early games we remember very fondly. The later games were pretty good too. Without getting too much into it, we'll save that for the ratings. But Sword and Shield has sort of just been like, man, is that it? Is that all? Like, are you really just going to throw that out there and expect us to buy it up? And unfortunately, about 20 million people have, so they're going to keep doing it. And in my opinion, I really sort of blame Nintendo. I blame Game Freak heads for not realizing what we want in a new Pokemon game, not striving to achieve it. I mean, even going so far as to like put Pokemon on a back burner and put out their own new series, little Hometown Hero or whatever, which absolutely bombed, did terrible. Like, I can respect they got tired of Pokemon and wanted to try something else, but if that's the case, just hand it off to Nintendo. Look at what Miyamoto does with Mario year after year. Look at what they've done with Zelda year after year. Like, if we get a Breath of the Wild Pokemon game, it's definitely possible. Side games have done it. We'll discuss those later, by the way. There's a reason why our main list is only main games, because we have to keep it consistent. But there are some great side games, some great spin-offs that tackled a 3D world Pokemon where you run around and catch them. And they were done years ago by people who don't even exist anymore. And Game Freak couldn't even learn anything from them. Couldn't develop anything.
Yeah.
I mean, they've taken small steps in Sword and Shield, but it's nowhere near as far as they should be.
Yeah,
no one's really pushing them either.
Yep. They definitely did, and I think one thing that they should do is keep making these spin-offs that change the system or like change like if they want to try to innovate, they should make these spin-off games. And I think the key is to make these spin-off games appeal to an older audience instead of like the 10-year-old stuff like that. It should appeal to
Yeah.
like 20-year-olds or like maybe like upper teens instead, like
Oh,
16-year-olds, right? I
yeah.
think that would really if they took a step back, reevaluated, and they said, all right, we're gonna make a more adult Pokemon game, and
And I do think
and
that
they tried. They did try. Like you mentioned, it's
yeah.
one of the spin-off games, but they need to go they need to throw everything at it. I think that would be a good way for it, to for them. That's what they should be doing. And I think
Yeah.
and the reason why I think a lot of us, I think we kind of brushed up on it, but why we didn't get it was, I think we were all pretty excited for it. Like we even had picked the three of us had each
Yeah.
picked a starter. Remember, we each picked a starter. They're like, all right, we're gonna get this game,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And then we're like, okay, like we're like for sure they're moving Pokemon to the consoles. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be amazing. Like they're gonna do
Yeah.
so much stuff. And then we find out, oh, they ain't changing shit. And then we're like, all right, fuck this, right? That's what we were like, right?
Yeah.
That's what we were like.
It was very lackluster, and I think there was some concern about how handholdy it was going to be. Like, again, I keep hinting at the reviews. Like, maybe we should just transition to the reviews at this point, get to our tier list, because it's kind of hampering the discussion here. But there are certain elements you start putting into later games that are like, go here, go there, don't go this way, don't catch that Pokemon. Come on, you got to do it this way. And for older guys, we're like, leave me alone. Let me play Pokemon like I did back in Red and Blue. I can understand why they put it in for little kids, but like, they really couldn't have had the system check what the age of the user is who registered it, and be like, oh, user's birthday is so and so date. He must be older than 7. Let him skip tutorial. No, they give you this hand-holdy shit and lead you around by the nose, and you'll get to play. It's just a walking tutorial simulator. Yeah, you gotta say Juicy.
Yeah, Sword and Shield. I don't remember which Pokemon I picked as my starter. Was it the green one? No,
I don't
the monkey
remember,
one?
I don't remember how we distributed them, to be honest with you.
I think IDK wanted the water one because it looked
I
pretty.
definitely picked the water one.
Okay.
I think I got the grass one. I think
yeah.
No, wait. No, I got the fire one. I got the fire one because you guys didn't want the fire, because at the time we thought it was fire and fighting, and you guys didn't want it. So I was like, all right, I'll take the fire one. So, all right.
So yeah, so we were hyped for it, and then we weren't. Now we're gonna transition to the tier list. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for.
All right. 1 second while I configure this. Okay, so I guess I've played a total of 12 games.
I have played a total of 10 games.
I've played a total of 7 games, but I've only completed 5. So I'll be going through only 5 games.
Okay. I think you should, like, the 2 that you didn't play. Did you not play a significant amount of it?
I think I played them at equal lengths. I want to say I played through probably at most half of the game.
I think for that reason you should include them.
I think that counts. I definitely have some on my list where I'm like, I know I played it because I remember the legendaries, but other than that, I'm like,
All right.
Very confused what the story was about.
So I do need some help very quickly.
Yep.
Because I don't remember what version it was.
Okay. Sure.
For one of them.
Yeah.
And I do remember that I was in a cave. I was looking for this pretty rare Pokemon. I think it was an electric eel. That's like in a cave.
Is that black?
Or is it like a ghost? Like ghost electric type? It could have been black.
If it's an eel, it's definitely Dynamo or Electros, which is in Generation 5. Which is Generation 5.
And it's electric, right?
Yeah, it's electric ground.
Electric ground. Okay, that's probably it.
Yeah. So here, let me send it to you. It's definitely the 5th generation. I sent you the evolved form. There was a base form. Yeah.
I think it was this one. Pretty sure it was this one.
I don't think it was that rare in the cave. It was in a cave though. I remember that.
So
So that one is black. I think it's probably black or white.
Yeah,
so the one thing
black
I really there's a Dynamo.
Mhm.
The one thing I like about playing Pokemon games, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I like to look at the Pokédex.
Yeah.
And I like to plan out like, okay, this is gonna be my starters, my 6 Pokemon.
Yep.
And I just go from there. And if I know that I can catch it, I'm gonna try to catch it.
Right. Yep.
Oh, definitely. I think I did the same thing. I think it's this gen as well. Gen 5. Let me see. Yeah, Gen 5. I was super excited about Victini.
Mm-hmm.
The victory Pokemon.
Yep.
There's a special legendary or whatever.
Mr. Juicy, should I add? All right, I'm gonna add the F tier back onto your set of slides or on your tier list. Okay. All right. So I guess I'll go first then, since I am at number 12. All right. So give me 1 second as I bring this up. All right. So here's the tier list, and here are all the games. All right. So coming at number 12. It is a game that I played that I did not finish, and for good reason. And for that reason. So actually, my 11th and 12th picks, both games I did not finish, and I think they're very, very similar. I can one of them I can switch the orders around, but anyways, coming at number 12, it is Alpha Sapphire / Omega Ruby / Alpha Sapphire. I didn't finish
Really?
this. I did not finish this game. I think I beat 7 gyms before I got sick of it. And I played this as a Nuzlocke. Like, I think I started playing Nuzlocke probably since Generation 5. And so, because the games got too easy. So I said, all right, let's have some challenge. So I Nuzlocked my way through all the games after that. But I have...
And do you want to define for the viewers what a Nuzlocke challenge is?
Oh, yeah. So the Nuzlocke challenge is... So the first time you enter a zone, and then you see a Pokemon, that's the only Pokemon you can catch and use. Once you catch it and use it, you can use it in your party like normal. But when your Pokemon faints, it's dead, and you can't use it ever again. So how I did it was, when a Pokemon fainted, I had a box in my PC called a Graveyard. I would just dump it in the Graveyard. You're supposed to release it, actually. But I was like, no, I'm not going to release it. I'm just going to dump them in this box called a Graveyard, and they're just going to stay there. R.I.P., rest in peace. So, yeah, like, I didn't really enjoy it too much, even with the new changes in it, and I know some people definitely did. But the fact of the matter is that I did not finish the game. I think that is a telltale sign.
Oh yeah.
All right, so the next one coming at number 11 for me, it is, where is it? Let's go. This one I played even less of, but I think this game would be more fun for people that are new to the series for sure, because it's a lot simpler, and if you enjoy catching shiny Pokemon, this is definitely the right one for you. And for that reason, because I feel like this game is, obviously, I'm not its target audience, and they were very open about it. And for that reason, I'm not putting it at 12, I'm putting it at 11. Because this game definitely wasn't for me, even though, but still, this game comes in at number 11 on my list. It's a watered-down Pokemon game. And, like, luckily you don't have to battle wild Pokemon. You just throw Pokeballs at them. It's a lot simpler. But, yeah, this is... I like some of the changes they made. So, like, they made it so that you can see the Pokemon before you fight them in the wild. So it made hunting Pokemon a lot easier. But, like, I am just so done with Generation 1. Generation 1 has been reused to death now. Like, I can't... Like, when I was playing the game, I'm like, all right, who do I even want on my team? What Pokemon haven't I used yet? I think I've used all of them already. I'm like, I was like, yeah, no, forget this.
You need Jinx. You need Electabuzz. You need Mr.
Where's
Mime.
my Gyarados?
You need all the humanoids in your team.
Farfetch'd.
Hitmonlee, Hitmonchamp.
Y'all crazy.
Psyduck.
Psyduck.
Where's my Rapidash?
All right. So those are those are the ones in my F tier. So now we're moving to number 10. And then so after I go over mine, we'll move over to IDK for his number 10. So my number 10, and to be honest, I don't remember, but it's definitely Pokemon Platinum. And so I played I actually don't remember which version I played. Was it Diamond, Pearl, or Platinum? But I'm pretty sure it was Platinum. I'm pretty sure it was Platinum. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's Platinum. And I don't remember this game at all, which is why it's number 10 on my list. I don't remember it at all. Like, I only have one memory from the game. And so this is a nice story. So I used to run summer camps, and then my friend who was really into Pokemon, and he's like, all right, I got this like crazy idea for a good Pokemon. So he says, all right. So he introduced to me the demon that is known as the Shuckle. Shuckle has very high defense, very high special defense, but very low HP. Has no attack, has no special attack, and no speed. So literally, it's a tank. And he said, "All right, so for all you people that play competitively, this moveset is banned. So you give it Toxic, Double Team. Double Team is the reason why it's banned, because Double Team is just banned in competitive play because it's too RNG. Sandstorm and Rest, and you have it hold the berry that wakes it up. So what you do is you Toxic the first Pokemon that comes out, then you start double teaming. When it looks like Turtle's about to die, you rest up, heal your way back up, the berry pops, and you wake up immediately, and you just keep double teaming. Once double teaming is maxed out, you throw up the Sandstorm. Sandstorm raises Shuckle's special defense by 50%, even more, and then you just Toxic your opponent's team to death. And the only way that it could be stopped is if they use a move that has 100% hit chance, or they have a poison Pokemon, which can't be poisoned by or poison or steel Pokemon, which can't be poisoned by Toxic. So at the summer camp, this kid was showing off, bragging to all these other kids, oh, like, look at my Pokemon. I got him from Chinese hackers or something like that. He got, like, a whole team of hacked shiny Pokemon. Hacked shiny legendaries. So I said, all right, let's have a battle. I'll use 2 Pokemon. You can use the full 6. And like, all the kids are like, oh my god, like, dude, the counselor's going to destroy you. They're like, look at the counselor. Or no, like, look, he's going to get destroyed. No way you can win with 2. So my lineup was Registeel and Shuckle. So the guy did have a Dialga, which is the Steel type, which resisted it, but he threw it first, and I threw out Registeel first. So I Earthquaked the Dialga and killed it. Then the next Pokemon he brought, I forgot what it was, and then I used Explosion on the Registeel to take that one out. So at that point, it was Shuckle versus 4, and none of the 4 were Poison or Steel, because I limited his only Steel Pokemon. So then I cheesed him to death, and like, at the end of it, the kid's like, oh, he beat you with 2 Pokemon! He beat you with 2 Pokemon! And the poor kid, and I was like, how you like that, huh? I told you I only needed 2.
Diabolical. What a demon.
Yes, so for
traveling on poor little kids.
Yes, so for that reason, like, that is the one memory I have from that game, and it is, I love that story so much. You know, I am definitely a bully. Definitely a bully. But, yeah, like, other than that, I don't remember anything about the game. I don't remember anything about the storyline or anything. Alright, so let's move to Mr. IDK. So, Mr. IDK, what is your number 10 game?
Okay. Looking here at the blacklist here. Number 10 is a game we've already talked about quite a bit. I am more than happy to keep talking about it because I hate it so goddamn much. Got Sword. Pokemon Sword. Could also be Pokemon Shield. But I saw someone play through all Sword. So,
Do you want it in the D or do you want it in the F?
Dude, put this in the F, man. It is F. F tier for failure. Failure on Game Freak for innovating. And teasing innovation with the stupid open area. But still having the stupid hold your hand tutorials that lead you everywhere you need to go. Failure for them to innovate and actually adapt Pokemon to the modern age. Failure on Nintendo for realizing that Game Freak doesn't know what the hell they're doing anymore and not taking over. A lot of issues with this game. I watched someone play through the whole game. We were bored to death. Like, he wanted to stop multiple times. The chat kept pressing him onward. We had to beat it. We had to see the end of the stupid game. Story wasn't worth it. And so far, what I've seen in the DLC, it's not worth it either. Oh, also, something we forgot to mention that I can bring up now, the Pokedex controversy. That was 100% Yes. They claimed they couldn't put in all the Pokemon for this game because they didn't have the time to make the models or do enhanced animations for battle. I don't know if anyone actually paid attention to what they're saying because we saw their enhanced animation for battle. It was straight garbage. It was garbage. Okay? It was awful. It wasn't worth it. The models don't even look that good either. On top of that, 3 years prior, they had made a whole set of high-res models to be used with future 3DS games so they wouldn't have to keep recreating the models. For them to roll out that lame-ass excuse that, oh, we can't put all the Pokemon in because we don't have the models or animations for them, was absolute bullcrap. And that shit cherry on top of the shit pie, they roll out the DLC, and what do? They add in 100 Pokemon each time. 100 favorites, they had DLC walled off because they wanted to split it up and get more money. And if I played 20 Pokemon games, it'd be number 100. It's garbage. It's at the bottom.
Yep. All right.
That's really rough. I'm really sad to hear that because, funny enough, last week I was at a Target and I was browsing through their their garbage pile of Switch games, and it said $19, $19.99 or under. And I see in the pile not only Sword, but I see Sword and Shield, which is like a double pack. I was like, no way, this can't be $20. This got to be at least $100. So I asked the guy, I was like, hey, like, I want to get this. I saw it in the $20 pile. And he's like, no, absolutely not. But even then, I was going to try to get it and then actually offer it to one of you two to play it.
I probably would have accepted it. I think,
but it didn't work out.
Yeah, like I would have split if it was under $20, I would have split the price with you. Like I think at $10, it's fine to try it out, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean, after watching someone play through it, and watching someone else now play through the DLC, like for the winter DLC, they actually included like a roguelike raid mode. You basically go into a cave. There's a bunch of legendaries in there, and you go in with a team of computers or other people, and you get to do like a roguelike raid where you just go through tunnels battling different legendaries different like Pokemon to get to a legendary.
Mm-hmm.
You have to like use rental Pokemon. That actually is a pretty cool innovation. But is it worth how much it was for the DLC pass? Hell no. It should have been a base thing in the game. Alright.
But then you get to catch all the legendary Pokemon, right?
Right. What you do is you capture the legendary and whatever other Pokemon you caught. And they're all Dynamax too, so they're all huge form.
Okay.
They're all Dynamax battle. You keep all of them, but you only get to pick one to keep. You have like the multiple Dynamax Pokemon you caught plus the legendary, so you can choose which one you want to keep. And apparently, this is the highest % chance of getting a alternate colored legendary. So you can get a shiny legendary in these tunnels really easily, supposedly. But at the end of the day, who really cares? You know, the only thing I can say in defense of Pokemon Sword and Shield is that apparently the competitive mode is doing well, like meta-wise. But I haven't seen a Pokemon Sword or Shield tournament thanks to COVID, so I don't really care.
All right, so now we're gonna move to number 9. So my number 9, let me find it here. Pokemon Ruby. All right, so I know a lot of people really enjoyed Ruby and Sapphire, but for me, back in, I want to say 2002, that's when it came out, 2002, 2003, around then.
Sounds about right.
Imagine how devastated you get when you load up the game and you find out that I think all of the Pokemon from Red and Blue and Gold and Silver are not in the game. The only Pokemon that are in the game are the new Hoenn Pokemon. Like, for me, for that reason alone, that's why I have it this low on the list. Because I was completely crushed by it. Like, I'm like, why can't I use a Pokemon? So, obviously, right, Ruby and Sapphire introduced, abilities, which was a lot of fun, right? They introduced abilities for individual Pokemon. I think they introduced natures too. But like, are you? But
Yeah,
I think
they did.
so.
but not. But seriously, like not having the old Pokemon in it. God, that was like soul breaking, soul crushing for me. Like I actually went out and I bought like the Game Shark, and if you have the Game Shark, you can put in the old Pokemon into.
Wow.
So like, I bought the Game Shark and we just passed it around to all my friends. Like, "Oh, guys, you want Charmander? Don't worry. All right, we'll load it up in the Game Shark." So the data was inside the game because ultimately what they did was they remade Fire Red, Leaf Green, right? So you can import. I think you can import them into Ruby and Sapphire.
I see.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could have sworn you only had the new Pokemon for a majority of your playthrough, but at a certain point you were allowed to transfer in Pokemon from the other regions.
Yeah, no, yeah, no. I mean, no, you couldn't do that. Like, it had to be from Fire Red or Leaf Green. Like between Gold and Silver and Ruby Sapphire, there was no way to do it. But and like at the time, like Fire Red, Leaf Green didn't come until like 2004. It was a while before it came out. So like I had Ruby, but then like we have no way of getting the old Pokemon. So for that reason, I have it as my number 9. That's the only reason.
Solid choice. I'd forgotten about that. I think when I played Ruby, I played Ruby and Sapphire. As, I was on the high seas those days, you know. I could play whatever game I want.
Yes.
And I remember playing a bit of both, and then just sort of like it's more Pokemon, whatever. Moving on to my number 9. This one shouldn't be too surprising if you've after hearing my rant on Sword and Shield. This game was literally the precursor to everything going on in Sword and Shield, and was their first stab at doing a lot of things that pissed me off in Sword and Shield. Give it up, number 9, Sun. Now this is regular Sun, not Ultra Sun. I didn't play Ultra Sun because of the bullshit that was in Sun. I knew what I was getting myself into. I didn't want to get into it again.
Do you want D or F?
Sun. Sun. Where should you go? Put in D. Because, to be fair, Sun and Moon actually did have innovation. You got rid of the gym leaders and had totem battles, which were actually quite interesting with totem Pokemon. A lot of fun. But I also had the Alolan Pokemon, which was really cool too, because it brought back old favorites. Big issue though was the hand-holding. It was very hand-holdy. Like, let's go to the next island. Okay, that's where we're going. I can't do anything by myself. There's always a stupid character following me, challenging me to battles. They mucked up the rival system. They're like, okay, you have this person who's like your friend who's always going to challenge you. And then there's also this guy over here who absolutely is the evil bad guy who hates you. They're both your rivals. One of them actually challenges you. Guess which one challenges you? Not the evil guy. It's actually the guy who's your friend. But because he cheats. Because you'll fight the evil guy first and be tired, and then you'll fight your friend. Your Pokemon are at half health. It was like, I got halfway through the game and I got tired. I was like, why do you keep hand-holding me? I'm on the second of 4 islands. This is when like the old games would say, okay, bye-bye, have fun. No! They handed me off from one set of handlers to the next.
This is why
I was done. I was tired.
This is why you do Nuzlocke. It makes it challenging.
And it was like, and the thing is, they give you an early EXP share item. So you can XP share. That is one thing I didn't mention with Sword and Shield. You are forced to XP share all your Pokemon. There is no choice to turn it off. It's on constantly. Another deduction for Sword. Sun doesn't have that. Sun gives you the item and says, hey, you want to share? You can. If you don't, that's fine too. So Sun was innovation, at least. And it did have a cool timing system, Sun and Moon, the whole theme about it was, depending on your time of day, is the environment and atmosphere and Pokemon you saw in your game. So, if you picked Sun, you saw a bunch of the daylight Pokemon. And if you actually wanted to play with the nighttime ones, you had to wait until nighttime to play nighttime. Versus Moon, where it was by default darkness, and you had to wait until it was dark in real time to play in the daylight. Pretty cool. I liked it.
That's pretty cool.
It does not warrant any higher than 9 on my list for multitudes of instances.
All right, so let's move on to number 8. So my number 8, Black and White 2. So at this point, I think that I don't really have anything much to say about Black 2. It's just there. There wasn't much difference from Black 1 or White 1. So for that reason, I have it as my number 8. Like, it's nothing really bad. It's just it's just kind of there. Like, it's kind of how, like, I do remember some things about it, but it was literally, it was a nice follow-up to Black and White. But the problem with it is that, you know, not much really. Like, it was great. Oh, 3 years have passed. All right, what happened to Unova? I think it was Unova. What happened to Unova?
Yeah,
So
Unova.
like, we went to go check it out.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's just there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And, you know, it was impressive at the time for them to put out a sequel to a Pokemon game. Like, it wasn't just a remaster. It was like, oh,
Yeah, it
this
was.
is a legit number 2.
Yep.
And this game actually did have a lot of interesting design decisions about it. I literally just finished watching a playthrough of Black 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the streamer was like, yeah, this isn't too bad. Like, it's just a shame that this game did so poorly that it led them down the track that would be Sun and Moon
Yeah.
and Sword and Shield.
Yeah. I have a lot to say.
Black,
I have a lot to say about Black and White when I get to it on my list, though. But I have a lot to say. But, like, I can't say it right now.
story-wise, gameplay-wise, there's a lot of cool things Black and White 2 did.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't pay off for Game 3.
I am very
And that's
surprised.
the list.
I'm actually very
Down.
surprised that Black and White, the 5th gen, was so lukewarmly received by the Pokemon community. And
Pirates.
What?
Pirates ate the profits of Black and White 2.
Oh, Pirates. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean,
piracy really.
yeah, I
hurt.
definitely pirated the game, but I mean, piracy or not, but, like, you know, if you look at community tier lists and things like that, Black and White's like in the middle. It's actually in the middle. It's very surprising that for me it's in the middle, and I'll get to those reasons why when I get to Black and White.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. IDK,
Okay.
who do you have coming at number 8?
And number 8,
shit,
this
hold
is
on.
actually a very mean pick. This is actually very mean. Because, like I mentioned before, the only thing I remember is the legendary Pokemon. I literally don't remember anything else about this game. But I know at the very least I did play some of it, and it deserves a spot above Sword and Sun. Coming in at number 8, give a warm welcome to Pokemon Y.
Why? You wanted to see or
Why
you
did you design? Put it in the D category.
Okay.
X
Yeah,
and
just a
Y. Which
Yeah.
one? Y was
Yeah.
the one with the
Yeah,
deer,
right.
right?
No, Y was the bird. X
Y was the bird.
Yeah.
Oh,
It looked like a giant flying Y.
Yeah.
But it made me question why they designed the Pokemon that way. I remember the games being alright. I can't remember the story though. I just remember the legendaries. I remember the deer looked really stupid, so I went with the flying thing. Even though apparently the deer was better wise. Again, it's on this list because I played it, but I don't remember it. I know it's better than Sun, and I know it's better than Sword. I just know it's not better than my next pick.
All right.
That's it.
So coincidentally, my number 7 is going to be X and Y as well. So you have it at number 8, I have it at number 7, and I actually do remember the story a little better. You know, it's about like this was the one with, like, it had, like, ancient times, and then, like, one of the characters was, like, living for like 3,000 years or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
I do remember. What wasn't one of the legendaries? This green alien thing, like Zyurgon or something like that.
oh yeah, Z. That was Z.
Everyone thought.
That was Z.
Yeah.
Wait, what was? Oh shoot! I forgot to add Pokemon Z to the list. There's a Z version, right? Was there?
No, there isn't. That's the thing. No, there's no
I
Pokemon
don't
Z.
think
They
so.
thought there was going to be a Z. Zygarde. Zygarde's the name of the Pokemon. It's a legendary you can get. It's like this weird alien thing that grows and can change shapes.
Yeah.
But they never made a Pokemon Z for it. They just shoved it into Y and X.
Mm.
And Yeah, now I remember a little more. Like Zygarde was really cool, but like it
I
didn't get its own spin-off game.
yeah. So I think
We didn't get the enhanced third version.
yeah. I think X and Y, like I have it above Black 2 and White 2. But I think it was pretty cool for because it was on the. It was the first game to use the full 3D models. X and Y
Yes,
was the
that's
first
right.
game to use the full 3D models, so it definitely felt like an
Yeah,
upgrade,
Hmm.
right?
yeah,
And the world overworld of it too wasn't too bad either. And
yeah.
so the reason why I also remember it was because I was a Nuzlocke for sure at this point. You know what the terror of my Pokemon of my team was? So when you do Nuzlocke,
What?
you also nickname your Pokemon too. You have to nickname your Pokemon so you get more attached to them.
Yes.
So the terror on my team was my wonderful Pokemon, my faithful companion. I could rely on it for anything. Its name was Blue Balls. And it was my Azumarill. Oh my god, that thing was hit like a fucking truck. That thing was so good. Holy crap. Oh my god. Like if I had a problem, you throw in an Azumarill. Azumarill will take care of it, no problem. So I actually remember X and Y more than I remember Black 2 and White 2, and for that reason that's why it's higher up on the list. But I did not like by this point, like you're right. I think after probably Gold and Silver, the rival character was just trash. So
Yeah.
I did not like the rivals in this game one bit at all. There were 4 of them to begin with as well. I did not like them one bit.
Yeah, I really blocked it on my memory. I could not remember that.
All right.
Now my number 7. This is actually quite coinciding. Um, Black 2.
All right. Oh, we got them switched. Oh, you want C or
Black
D?
2, but yeah, we got them switched this thing.
C or D?
Didn't see.
Okay.
Didn't see. Just because, like I said, the innovations in Black 2 from Black and White 1, and they weren't as impactful as Black and White originally were, but it was still pretty cool to see a sequel. I thought it was pulled off pretty well. From the little I played of it, and then from watching one of my streamers play through the entire game, I was like, it just seems so weird to me that they made a sequel, even when I was playing it, but like watching someone play through the whole thing, I'm like, oh, okay. It's like their stab at a really sort of elongated narrative. It was like, okay, you played the first game. There were some questions you might have had. Here's a second game to answer those questions. Did it really hit all the marks? No, but it was a stab in the dark. It was a risk, and it was innovation. Something we all wanted, but we ended up not buying. And so it's like you can't help but feel bad for it. Like it tried so hard, but now we're suffering for the consequences.
All right, Mr. Juicy. We're introducing you as the new challenger. What is
Finally get to talk about the games that I don't play.
Yes. Number 7, buddy? What do you have?
So, just like Kagros, the next 2 games I'm going to bring up are games that I haven't played completely. So keep that in mind. Number 7 goes to Black.
All right.
I do remember
why
I
I
stopped.
Where would you like to place it?
Funny enough, I'm gonna put it in C.
Okay.
I think it's average. Only because I think it would have been average if I had finished it.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I put it on 7 was because, well, actually, frankly, I think this was the last Pokemon main series game that I played.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I stopped was because I was trying to catch that Pokemon, the Dynamo in the cave. I finally caught it, and it must have been like my 4th starter that I caught. Mm-hmm. Once I caught it, it's like, I'm tired of this game. Pokemon is so boring. Like, I'm doing exactly the same thing. I don't know anything about the story. I don't remember the story, and I just stopped. Cold hard stop. No more. I'm done. Mm-hmm. That was it.
All right.
Nothing else to say.
Okay. All right. So now we're moving to number 6. And now I present my number 6. This one might be a little controversial. But red and blue coming at number 6 in the B tier for me.
I respect it. I respect it.
So red and blue, we grew up with this game. And now thinking back on it, the game itself wasn't actually too good. They made a lot of improvements in the second and third generations. And when you look back at red and blue, it's it's not that fun to begin with. Like I said, mentioned before, it's by far the hardest Pokemon game. And if we did not have the rare candy glitch, then it would not have been, it would have been a lot harder for us. But we had the rare candy glitch, so we can just pump our Pokemon full of steroids, full of candy, and then get them 100, and we'll go them to fight. But we got into Pokemon because of red and blue, obviously. Actually, not really, because all the show and trading cards and all that, the whole media thing. But red and blue was, I think it does not age well in my opinion. I respect the challenge, and obviously red and blue has the best rival in all the games. Blue is by far the best rival, in any of the games. And I definitely, it's still B tier, like it's good. But yeah, no, it doesn't hold up well, and blue had the most powerful Pokemon of all time in any of the games, which was Mewtwo. Mewtwo was such a powerhouse in the game in red and blue version because of the underlying mechanics. So, in case you guys don't know, literally, if you battle someone competitively, it just came down to a Mewtwo mirror. Which Mewtwo Ice Beam will freeze the other Mewtwo first. So the moveset is literally Psychic, Ice Beam, Recover, and Amnesia. So when you throw Mewtwo out, you just Amnesia 3 times. At the time, the special stat was just 1 stat. So you Amnesia 3 times, so literally you have maxed out special stat, which means any special attack incoming at you is cut down a lot of damage, and any special attack that you do comes out at a much higher damage. And then if you have 2 Mewtwo's, you're just going to do the same thing over and over and over, and then after that, it's just Ice Beam Wars. Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, Ice Beam, and it's just see who freezes first. And in this generation, Frozen was permanent. Freeze was permanent.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely,
that's right.
Yeah. So there has been in all of Pokemon meta history, there has not been a tier 0 Pokemon as strong as Mewtwo. Mewtwo occupied the Uber tier all by himself for very, very. I know Mew was also there too, but Mewtwo it was just too good.
Yeah.
So Red and Blue did have its problems, but it does warrant in the B tier for me.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. IDK,
Okay.
What is your number 6?
Oh, number 6. Let me see here. No, number 6 is gonna have to be black.
Black, huh? You want it in this B or you
Yes,
want it in
black.
this C?
Black. Let's see. Let's see here.
Okay.
Yeah. We'll put it up there because it was the sort of culmination of everything that's been going on in Pokemon in the mainline games. It's sort of like Game Freak summoning all their experience together to make this one game they thought would be their masterpiece. And I actually enjoy playing Pokemon Black. My brother had White, had Legendaries. It was cool. The story actually was pretty good at the time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the story with N in it, isn't it?
With what?
This is the guy. This is the story that has N in it.
Yes,
yeah.
N, yes.
Yeah. So literally asking the philosophical question that we've all asked ourselves. Is it really more to put these more creatures in Pokeballs and battle them? You're like, oh, just shut up and do it. This guy came out and was like, hey, y'all being evil. Just let them Pokemon go. They're living creatures. They don't belong on your belts, on your pants, on your backpacks. They belong in the wild. And that was a huge, whoa, man, why would you even bring that up? Your whole series is based around people capturing these things. Now you're going to challenge that in the story? Cool.
That's a lot of balls.
There's a lot of balls.
Yes.
A lot of red and white balls. But in the end, it's not top 5 for me. It's just right outside. I wouldn't go back and play it again, but I enjoyed it when I did play it. And it laid a solid foundation that Black 2 could follow up on. And Black 2 didn't really volleyball spike it either, you know? It was just, it did what it could. So, number 6, Black and White.
All right. Now let's move to Mr. Juicy.
Number 6 for me is very similar to Kagros, which is Fire Red
Fire Red.
and Leaf Green.
Do you want it in? What tier do you want it in?
So funny enough, I would move into the D tier.
The D.
And I know it's ranked 6 out of it's ranked above Black, but because this is like a remaster or whatever you call it, like a remake, I generally, you know, put this remakes down a notch. I don't remember anything significant about this game. I don't know if you can catch the starters or like if they were given to you.
No, they were given to you.
Similar to Yellow.
Oh, I thought you just picked one.
You just picked starters, then that's it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a remake of Red and Blue.
Yeah. Yeah. That's about it. Didn't really stand out. And you can see on my list. And then for the rest of my list, there aren't any remakes or remasters. So I hope that's telling.
Alrighty. So now we're back to me. So I want to preface it as we move into the top 5. I am pretty sure. I spoke to Juicy about this before we started the call. I am pretty sure IDK and Juicy have the same game at number 1. I'm pretty sure I don't. So either I think IDK's number 1 is either going to match mine or is going to match Juicy's. That is my guess. I think depending on how IDK ranks his games, is either going to be matching mine or is going to be matching Juicy's. And I'm thinking right now it's going to match Juicy's. So anyway, I just want to make that bold declaration. All right, so for me, we're moving into A-list here, A tier territory now. So coming at number 5 for me is a good old Pokemon Yellow. So I think there is
That's nice.
and for the reason is because this game was definitely a lot harder because you didn't have rare candies, and you got a Pikachu, right, and you got all 3 starters, and I think this game was a lot more polished than Red and Blue, and for that reason, that's why I have it. You know, the Red and Blue is just in B tier by itself, and that's why I think Yellow is the tier above, because not only is there there's not a broken mechanic, or there's no glitch in the game anymore, or not a game-breaking one, but I just think Yellow was just a much more polished version of Red and Blue. So for that reason, I put that at number 5.
Nice. Very nice. I agree with those reasons. My number 5. I don't know if this will be obvious or not, but I have to pay respect to the classics. Number 5 is Blue.
What tier would you like it in?
And put it in B tier for Blue.
Sure.
I have to say that because Blue was the one where I actually got to keep my game. Yeah, because Red, my older brother played. Blue, I played my game on the most. Except for when I get to Eevee, he'd tell me to reset it. So I could trade the Eevee to him. You have all the Eevee evolutions, that bastard. And all the starters, too. Maybe give him my starters. You have all 3 starters in his game. But Blue was the one I eventually completed on. And, you know, it was the start of a beautiful romance. You know, getting to go through the routes, finding the flute to wake up Snorlax, childhood memories. I still remember.
Spoilers!
Hey, come on. Spoilers for a 20-year-old kid. Come on. It's like spoilers for Star Wars. Boo-hoo, Darth Vader is Luke's dad. Get over it.
Hey, that's spoilers! That's spoilers!
Abraham Lincoln dies at the end of the play. Boo-hoo! King Leonidas dies. Boo-hoo! Get over it.
How dare you?
How dare you?
It's a classic.
Queen of spoilers.
The Queen of spoilers.
It's a classic.
Appears out of the wild.
It was
From the
George Brett's time. I could still probably boot it up now and play it for like 5 minutes and then get frustrated and quit. But it had a lot of great designs too. The original 150 were great for the most part. I mean, and there are some things that definitely flew over my head as a kid, like Ekans.
Yep.
Snake.
Yeah, Snake.
You know, I didn't realize that until years later. You know, and the evolution. What was it? Charbok. Cobra.
Arbok.
Arbok. Yeah, Arbok. Cobra. Yeah. I mean, fun stuff like that. It was just a fun time. It was the first. I had to land, otherwise it was all just going to fade away, and it landed super hard. So, gotta put it in the top 5.
All right, Mr. Juicy, you're up.
All right, finally, games that I can talk about, which I've actually completed. This one is actually going to belong in. What did I put Fire Red in?
D.
D.
And then Black.
This will. So this will also go into the D rank. And that is Pokemon Emerald. Nothing significant. No, I don't remember any like drastic changes from Ruby, which was a game that I enjoyed. And because of that, it's ranked on D tier.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. So I wish I could remind you, but I never actually played Pokemon Emerald, so I can't tell you. All right.
I was gonna say Rayquaza.
It's Rayquaza, yes.
Deoxys.
Deoxys is in next. No, oh yeah, Deoxys is in. Yeah, Deoxys is third gen. Never mind. Yeah, that's correct.
Rayquaza fights him.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay. So, anyways, coming in number 4 for me is Crystal version. So,
Interesting.
Crystal version was definitely a unique third version because it added a unique storyline into it that was not present at all in the original game. Like there was no hint of it in Gold and Silver. So I think the third version was pretty interesting. I did enjoy it. I did not play it as quickly as I did with Gold and Silver, and which you now know is in my top 3. But the Crystal, it was still a pretty good game, and I don't want to say too much about it without having to talk about Gold and Silver. So, anyways, Crystal comes in as number 4 for me, and then after this, all 3 games, my top 3 are all S tier. So just FYI.
Interesting.
There's only one S tier, okay, which we'll come to later.
Yeah, the funny thing is about Crystal is I remember in school hearing about it, and I was thinking, that's not real. There isn't a real Pokemon Crystal. I always thought it was just a myth.
Come on, that's Suicune, dude. Suicune, I think is my favorite 2nd gen Pokemon.
And then I looked it up.
Yeah.
Looked it up years later, and it turns out there actually was a crystal.
Yep.
But then there also was a hack of it called Vietnamese Crystal.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One thing to point about Crystal was that it was the first time you were able to play as a girl.
Oh, cool.
It was the very first time, and obviously.
Very cool.
Obviously,
I played as a girl.
You gotta get that purse. Purse OP.
Chris, dude. Chris OP. All right, Mr. IDK, you're up next. Number 4.
Number 4. This one was actually kind of hard. I actually changed it while we were talking about this stuff because I realized I wasn't giving enough credit to this game. But number 4 is yellow.
Where would you like to
red and blue and red.
Would you like to put B or A?
No, this has to go into B. It's higher than the one that's there right now.
Red and blue.
Yeah, it's above red and blue because it had Pikachu, had all the starters.
Yep.
I got the special Game Boy Color Yellow Pikachu edition.
Oh.
So that was nice. And I fought over it with my brothers all the time. I think it eventually got cracked in half.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was really hype. And plus, going back to the cartoon show, the anime, it's like, I get to have Pikachu, and Pikachu's gonna follow me. Little me was very excited about it. And so I gotta put it there. It's gotta belong in the top 4.
All right, GC. Number 4.
I'm gonna break the rules a little bit. I'm going to announce my third ranking
Okay.
and fourth
Okay.
because I think it's very important to bring both of them up,
Hmm.
and that is red, blue, and yellow.
Okay.
So I thought
Where would you like to put them on
pretty
the tier
long
list?
about this.
Where do you want to put them on the tier list? All in B
So
or
so yellow so yellow is B tier,
okay?
and I will actually put red and blue in the A tier. So
Wow.
for tier three, red and blue
Hmm.
is better in my opinion than yellow because yellow I feel like it's really cool that you get to play the actual characters or you get to follow along as if you were watching the show, the actual show with Ash, Misty, Brock. You
Hmm.
get to fight with those two, and then you also have Gary as your rival,
Hmm.
and you have Pikachu as your companion. But I just thought that the RP was too hard. Like it just forced you to play the show. Whereas with Red and Blue, you're on your own adventure. When you first play that game, you don't know what's going to happen. And of course, you're only 8 years old, but every path you take, every twist and turn is everything is new. Like, what is this Pokemon blocking the road? What do I do about this? Oh well, I'll deal with it later. And then coming back and like, oh, I can play a flute to wake it up. And you've never done that ever in your life. Um, so I think with that factor, I think red and blue is definitely a lot better than yellow.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's why I had to bring up those two games.
I see. All right. So we'll move on to my number 3 then. So come at number 3. We talked about it at significant length. It is the black and white versions.
Ooh.
So so I think that Black and White is by far one of the best games that Pokemon has ever made because
Mm.
they took significant risks with it. They tried to the story was a lot darker. They definitely ramped up the age, like the target age. It wasn't, for like 8 to 10 year olds. I think it was probably for like 12 to 13 year olds. The story was pretty dark, like I said, like IDK mentioned, it asked the moral question of like, hey, why are we treating Pokemon like they're like it's a dogfight? Literally, it is. It's asked like, are these guys just dogfighting, right? Like it's just a one big dogfight, right? And the reason why I really liked it was because I think it's the only game so far where all the members of the Elite Four play a part. No, no, sorry. All the gym leaders play a part in the story. So even after you beat them, they show up again and they're part of the story. So I thought that was really really cool because we had never seen it really see anything like that in any of the previous games. Yeah, the Elite Four didn't really do anything, but like the Elite Four in the game, the Elite Four wasn't the final boss. Like the what was it? Team Galactic? No, not Team Galactic. Team Plasma. I think it was Team Plasma. Like shit,
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways, the evil team that you're fighting against, right? Like they have achieved their goal. And in order for you to get the power to challenge them, you have to challenge the Elite Four first. And then after you beat the Elite Four and the champion, then you go fight the final boss, who is the rock the team leader. So I think for the story alone, that brings the game to top tier for me. For the story, the unique story, and how involved all the characters involved, by far, Black and White is definitely S tier, and is my number 3 because it is the only story that I gave I cared about at all in any of the Pokemon games. It was hands down the best story in a Pokemon game, and for that reason, and like we discussed previously on one of our last episodes, the best part, the things we look for in games is story, and this is the only main series Pokemon game that delivers a good story. All right, Mr. IDK.
Well, I think you'll find this next pick a very jarring surprise. But I don't know, it's got a softness in my heart, even though I only really remember a couple things about it. But number 3 on my list is going to Pokemon Emerald. And you can put it in uh, Now I have to put it in B tier.
B tier. Okay.
Put it B tier. Yeah. Yeah, it's B tier. It's above yellow though. So I like it because I wanted Rayquaza. I wanted,
knew it.
and then I got Rayquaza, and then it's like, it's a new challenger, and Deoxys, and there's multiple forms. Holy shit, it's strong! And Jesus Christ, it's a space Pokemon! Oh my god! Like, that was amazing. I don't really remember the story. I remember getting Rayquaza and being like, I got the coolest dragon! And then it's like, not so fast, partner. Here's an alien from outer space. Go fight it. I'm like, okay. That was cool. It was like this otherworldly Pokemon. It was just insane.
Dude, I totally missed that.
I am like a legendary lover. So if you give me a cool legendary, I'm gonna love your game. Give me crap legendary, it's going in the pooper. So Emeralds 3 because of a space dragon and because of a space alien. There we go.
All right. So since Juicy did his number 3, we'll skip this one for him. So now we'll go to we're moving into number 2 now, and I am very sure that my top 2 are the same as IDK's top 2. So that's kind of telling. So like definitely these games are cream of the crop now. But the game I'm playing at number 2 is, I believe it's going to be Juicy's number 1 and IDK's number 1 as well. And that game is definitely, where is it? Oops. It's going to be gold version, gold and silver. Gold and silver. Oh my goodness, so many things to say about this amazing game. Like this game is just so good. It's sorry guys.
Just keep preaching it. Keep preaching it.
All right. So this game is just so good. Like it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna, you guys can chime on this one because I think you guys all share the same feelings that I share about this game. We're like, it's 2000, right? We're like 10 or 11, right? And we had just finished playing Red and Blue, which we thought was the greatest thing ever. We just got through first generation. Now we're playing the second generation. And then we finish being the champion. We beat Lance and the Elite Four. And then next thing you know, they're like, hey guys, you guys remember Kanto? Hey, guess what? You can go back. You can go back to Kanto. And then I'm like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. Like, I get to see what Kanto was like 3 years ago, or 3 years after, right? Like that alone was like, oh my god, I remember feeling so happy when I found out you can go back to Kanto, and you can challenge all the 8 gym leaders again and get 16 badges. And then you fight Red. You fight you fight you from the previous game. That was insane. Oh my goodness, like, dude, this game is, like, it's really hard to understand it because there's definitely a lot of nostalgia behind it. But this game, like, if you play it now, obviously you're like, oh, who cares, right? But like this game, when it came out, you were like, this game is so amazing. Like, I can't believe they actually, like, they this game is it's two regions in the same game. It's 2 games in one, right?
Yeah.
Those wizards.
Yeah. And the thing is, the little backstory on that, Satoru Iwata, maybe you recognize that name, the old ex-president of Nintendo, rest in peace. He started off as a software engineer, and he was working in the pits at Nintendo when he sort of got a call from Game Freak, because he sort of worked way up the ranks. He was one of the big cheese now. And they wanted to do this. They wanted to include the old region in with the new region, but there wasn't enough room on the cartridge.
Yep.
They couldn't fit it in the data. They desperately wanted to do it, and there was 2-week deadline before they were due. He came in, looked at all their documentation, went into the code, refactored the code, and got Kanto to fit. He had to cut like some sound files, but he got it to fit. He had no information about this project at all. He wasn't working on it. He wasn't aware of it. He just got called in. He was a genius, and he fixed it.
Yep.
I always give credit to him for slamming 2 games together and actually making it fit on that little cartridge,
Yep. Definitely gold and silver. Gold and silver. You know, the effort they put in the game, like they really wanted it to be better than red and blue. Like they put a lot of effort.
That might have been like the best game they ever made, discounting black and white's advancements. But hey, James, going on to my number 2.
Yep.
It's gonna be a big shocker. Big shocker.
Yep.
I mean, it's a shock to me too, but I have to, based on how much I played it, how much I enjoyed it. It was a game I actually played with my brothers besides Red and Blue. We actually played it quite a bit between ourselves, but I played a lot of this game with my younger brother, Greg. I mean, he had the counterpart version. We traded Pokemon. We did the whole shebang.
All right, come on. I know what it is.
Pokemon Pearl.
Pearl.
Interesting.
Pearl. He had Diamond. I had Pearl.
All right.
Eventually, I did play Platinum too, but Pearl was the one I played the most of. Pearl was the one I actually beat and had a really good time. This was right at the end of high school.
S
like
or A?
senior high school.
S or A tier?
Pearl's got to go in A.
Okay.
It's going A. I liked the legendaries. I actually bought the version that had the stylus. So I had the whatever its name was, the Pearl legendary Pokemon.
Palkia.
Palkia. The Palkia stylus. And man, it was good. Had good Pokemon. Story was decent. Gameplay was fun. That is when I started feeling a little fatigued from Pokemon though. Like I was grinding. This is when also I discovered like EVs and IVs, and I started to grind for that stuff. And I was like, oh my god, this game is such a grind. Like I'm always just pulling out of my pocket, like play it. I'm just really getting worn out on it. But I loved it. I had a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I still have it roaming around here somewhere. House and all. I haven't saved. Everything else I've kind of gotten rid of, except for my number 1. Mm-hmm. But it's your turn now, Juicy. What's your number 2?
I think this might be shocking because I think everyone. I think Kagros put it pretty low, but for good reason. So my top 2, my second pick here, my rare candy here is Ruby and Sapphire as my number 2.
All right, in S or A?
Is A.
Okay.
So the reason why is because I thought the leap from Gold, Silver to Ruby and Sapphire, from Game Boy Color to Game Boy Advance, was a pretty huge jump. You see more than just one color nowadays. No, actually, no, I take that back. No, there are definitely colors in Pokemon Gold and Silver, but it's just the fidelity was so much higher. You brought up a really good point, which I didn't really realize, was that you only get to see the new Pokemon and not the old Pokemon. But for me, that wasn't a big issue because I wanted to look at the new Pokemon. I wanted to play with them. I didn't really care about the older Pokemon, so I wasn't on that boat. But yeah, it was just very, pretty. I thought it was a very pretty game. Like you get to walk on the desert, you see your footprints, you see a reflection on the lake. You go to like a snowy mountaintop. Everything about it, I thought it was a very pretty game, and it was a pretty exciting game too. Like trying to capture all of the Reggie monsters were really interesting. Like I wouldn't have known how to catch them without looking at game facts, especially the one where you just stare at a wall for like 3 minutes for it to open up or something. I still remember that. So to me, yeah, and again, I think I had Emerald as top 5, and that was because I liked Ruby and Sapphire so much that I wanted to play Emerald, but I just could not remember anything about Emerald. And what else? Yeah, it was a relatively short game too, but I thought it was pretty fun. I thought the game mechanic was really interesting at the time with the abilities. So I thought that made a difference as well. So yeah, that's my second rank.
All right. So here we go. Our number 1 picks. So I will go first. So my number 1 pick, and for me, this is it's not even a question. So it is definitely Heart Gold. Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Oh my goodness, this remake just literally took what made Gold and Silver and just made it so much better. I played this so much. This was the only time when I played Pokemon and I tracked all the EVs. I had a notebook and I tracked all the EVs, and it was the only time where I really, really got into it. And there was just so many things you can do in the game. All the things that were good about Gold and Silver, they brought them back, and they modernized everything, and there was just so many Pokemon you can collect. And I'll never forget like training that Caesar, and like Caesar is like one of my favorite Pokemon now because like he's such a beast. EV trained, like, oh my goodness, you can't beat it. And Heart Gold also has another great story that I like to tell people. It's when me and Mr. IDK were playing Heart Gold. So now I think IDK's Heart Gold is going to be his number one. Heart Gold Silver is going to be his number one too, because. So anyways, so we get the game, and then we both start it, and then we're like, hey, let's have a battle I think this is right. This was before the first gym, so we both had a battle. And then so I think we both started Totodile. And I think IDK had played a little more than I did. So then I said, "Hey, Mr. IDK, let's have a battle. But the rules are we can only use one Pokemon." So I knew he started Totodile. He knew I started Totodile, right? So we were both expecting each other to throw Totodile out. So then I'm like, "All right, we're gonna do 1-on-1, right?" And then so he expected me as a, but I caught a Mareep. So then I throw out Mareep, and then he's like, what the fuck is this? But then, here's the thing, he also tried to bamboozle me too, and he brings 2 Pokemon instead of 1! And I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, what is this? We're trying to bamboozle each other. But the thing was, unfortunately for him, the second Pokemon he brings, so he does bring Totodile, which is what I expected, but he brings in Hoot as well. He brings in Hoot, and then I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, all right, here we go. All right, he's gonna die of Thunder Shock. So
I remember. I just caught it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna bring this in just in case. Insurance.
So definitely, Heart Gold is in my opinion, is my all-time favorite game. I've spent so much time playing the game, and like Gold and Silver is definitely probably the best game in general, in my opinion. But Heart Gold, I played the hell out of Heart Gold, and for that reason, it gets a slight edge over Gold and Silver. All right, Mr. IDK, what's your number one?
Okay, number one. The top of the pile, the best Pokemon game ever. The game that if you give it to me right now, I'd probably play it. I'd be happy. Well, my friends, I only got 2 things to say to you. 1, Pokewalker. 2, Explosion Team. Let's go. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, baby. Number 1.
I knew it.
Put it in the S tier.
It's in the S
for
tier.
Explosion. Excuse me. You bring your mass team. I bring my team Suicide. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Blow it up out everybody. Someone's gonna survive. No one's gonna survive. Soul Silver, Heart Gold. Now I have to make this confession. I didn't actually get to play Heart. I didn't actually get to play Gold and Silver as a child.
Yeah.
Oh,
I skipped over those. I did not get them. I played Red, Blue, and Yellow, and then somehow I had Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald thanks to but
yeah.
Gold and Silver, I just never got the news about. I never got them. So then, come college time, Heart Gold and Soul Silver get re-released. And we're all getting hyped about Pokemon. I'm like, I've never played these games before. I don't want to see what everything's about. The game I missed. You getting to experience that for the first time. Seeing a red Gyarados in the leg and being like,
yeah.
Hold up. What's that? How do we deal with that shit? And then, I think I got Soul Silver.
You got Soul Silver.
I got Lugia.
Yeah, you got Soul Silver.
I had Lugia. And I'd seen the Pokemon movie with Lugia. I was like, yeah, Lugia's a pretty cool Pokemon. But I never played the game. Now I got Lugia, and it's like, ooh, that's pretty nice. That's pretty cool. And then all the memories surrounding it, the battles we had, Team Explosion, the camaraderie. The reason why this is higher than Pearl is because with Pearl, I had my brother, and that was it, and we played together. So with Heart Gold, Soul Silver, I had a small group of friends to play with. We had a lot of fun. and it was just like the essence of Pokemon. Yep. But the thing the creator wanted you to have from the very beginning, I finally got to experience it, and it made all these wonderful warm memories for me. And it's the reason why I care so much about Pokemon, because I want to have that experience again. But you can't have that experience again. Game Freak is pumping out fucking Sword Shield. Get rid of Sword Shield! Come on! I never heard Gold Soul Silver. Come on! Play with Switch. It could be amazing.
Yeah.
Just do it. Just do it. Come on. You're going out, man.
IDK, did you know about the Kanto region before you played it?
I did not. So when I unlocked it and I beat it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you can go back to this place called Kanto," I was like, "What? What?" So you just go over and then play the game again, boys.
Best plot twist in the Pokemon game. It's the best plot twist in the Pokemon game. There's no question about it.
Best plot twist in many other games.
Yeah.
In video games in general.
Finding Gary and then finding Red on top of the mountain. You're like, "Oh, hello there. You've been waiting for me?" And then also finding out that they cut a Professor Oak battle from that game too.
Yep.
That's in the files.
All right.
That would be cool.
Let's move to Juicy. All right.
Let's wrap it up.
Number one. We already know what it is already.
It's Gold Silver.
Yeah, it's Gold Silver.
I don't mess with those remakes. No remasters. I'm going for the
S tier.
Straight original.
This is S tier, right?
S tier, the only game that deserves to be on that tier. Everything you guys said, plus one. The only thing you two haven't mentioned is this game had time of day. You wake up in the morning, you got to catch that Heracross.
Yeah.
And you got to play in the afternoon to just play the game, and then at night you got to catch your Hoot. There's no other time to catch a Hoot.
That's right. I forgot about that. They introduced that. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, again, like for a game that came out at that time, man, it's revolutionary. You had time of day, which no other game really did that at that time. You had a little cell phone in the game where past trainers would call you and say, "Hey, you want to battle again?" And that just made the game so much longer. And then again with the Kanto region, it's so easy. It's so easy to miss too. And you would think, you play the first 8 gym battles and the Elite Four, and you're only at like level 30, level 40 at most. And you're like, "Oh, this is such a short game. Okay, is that it?" And then you just go talk to Professor Birch or whatever Oak wannabe, and they just send you over across country. So, yeah, what a wonderful game.
Yeah.
All right. I'm averaging the scores right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
And then we will generate our tier list.
A master list.
Yes.
A master. And
you two made me. I really wish I played Hard Gold and Soul Silver, but I didn't have a DS.
Yeah.
At that time, which was really sad. But yeah, it sounded like a great time.
Yeah, the game was amazing. I was pretty sure IDK was either it was gonna be Gold Silver or Heart Gold Soul Silver, because we had so much fun playing it. Definitely had so much fun playing
it. Pretty much. Really, when I made the list yesterday, or was it this morning? I don't remember. But I made the list. It's like number 1, Heart Gold Soul Silver.
Yeah. For me, there was no question.
Heart Gold Soul Silver is number 1. Gotta be. And then after I was like, who's number 2? I'm like, Pearl. Gotta be Pearl. Because I actually fucking bought the game. Got the stupid stylus. Then after that, it was kind of hard. I was like, where do I slot the... Oh, no, the easy one was number 10. 4 was always number 10. No question.
Yeah.
I actually thought Ruby and Sapphire was very unexpected. I didn't know I would rank it so high. Even above Red and Blue.
Yeah, so for me, definitely it was Heart Gold Soul Silver number 1, and then Gold and Silver 2, and then Black and White was number 3. Like, those these were instant locks for me. And then after that, I knew Let's Go and OARS. I didn't finish them, so those were at the bottom. And then after that, everything else was kind of in the middle. So let's see here. All right. So this
there was part of me that wanted to put Platinum on this list, because I actually did enjoy that game too. But the problem was, Platinum really only introduced Giratina, who I actually don't really like as a legendary. It's just too grotesque
Oh,
looking.
did you actually play Platinum or no?
I actually did play Platinum. Now I played it on I was, I stole the booty away from someone else's shoe.
Yep.
But and I kind of messed around with the game a bit and hacked in some Pokemon stuff. It was like I'd already played Pearl. It was kind of following the same storyline as Pearl, so I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
time, space, and then Giratina dimensions. I'm sure.
So to normalize it, I'm putting your Diamond Pearl rating with my Platinum rating because I don't remember which one I played. So just to normalize it to make it a little more cleaner. So now we'll group Diamond and Pearl and Platinum all in the same one when we're doing this tier list.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Let's see anything else. All right. So Crystal.
We're going to talk about the non-main series.
Oh yeah, you guys can talk about that while I do this.
I have a list of non-main series games. I actually haven't ranked them, but they're just so good. We have to talk about it.
Go right ahead. I only have one really I care about that much as a side game.
All right, so I have 5. Okay.
You're 5. Okay.
I got a shout out to Pokemon Pinball on the Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Had a little Pikachu thing. It's so fun.
Forgot about it.
Yeah, it's just one of those odd games where, it's Pokemon themed pinball, but it's so cute. We mentioned Pokemon Go, which I had such a blast playing that game the first 2 weeks that came out. And then I just dropped hard just because, I'm a grown ass man. Like, that's all you do. You just walk around, throw Pokeballs. Okay, I'm good. I'm done. I don't really care about collecting. I've never maxed out my Pokédex at all. So I'm not that type of person. Another shout out that no one has brought up is Pokemon Puzzle League on the N64. So good. I actually didn't know that Puzzle League was a form of Tetris Attack.
Yeah, Tetris Attack. Yep.
Such a fun game. You're playing against, I think, the trainers that you fight in the Pokemon League, or the little championship thing during. I don't know. I don't know the anime too well. And you got your Pokemon Snap. Come on, man. That's the S tier. There's no other game like Pokemon Snap. I'm so glad it's coming out. That's got to be one of the top picks in the Fantasy Critic League in 2021.
Yeah, that's going to be a sleeper, man. Because I'm going to forget about it until we're picking. You'll pick it. I'm like, no, Pokemon Snap 2! The side game-wise, Pokemon Snap, which I admittedly have forgotten about, because I didn't actually get to play it that much. I got the N64 for my birthday. My brothers hogged it, so I'd watch them play it mostly. But it was a really good game. But the side game I love the most, dearest to my heart, the one I will smack Game Freak with for ages. I'll take my big dick out, smack him in the face, and be like, you assholes, you can't make a 3D game, but these guys, like 15 years ago, did. Have a look, Pokemon XD.
Yep.
Gale of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Seriously, man, these guys, the side studio, made a 3D Pokemon game with good models, decent story, unique mechanics.
Dark story, too.
Definitely. Really, a dark story, too. Yeah. And really good battle animations. Like, the battle animations in XD are amazing. Pokemon are actually acting out their attacks. Now, are they perfect? No. And the death animations are shortened to make the battles quicker, which kind of sucks because I watched the playthrough of Coliseum, which I'd never played before. Coliseum, the death end.
Isn't it the same as Coliseum? Did it take the animation from Coliseum? That's what I assumed.
It did take the animation from Coliseum, but it shortened them and trimmed them. Like the death scenes in Coliseum, they're fully fleshed. Like they do the whole motion and fall over and collapse, then disappear. In XD, like They collapse, and then while they're collapsing, they warp back into the Pokeball. They cut some seconds off the animation to make it faster. But that was a full-fledged 3D Pokemon game with nice models, good battle animations. Story was cool. Music was great. That Mirror B battle theme, it's a real slapper. You know, the style of the game itself, like there's no wild Pokemon to catch by running around. Yep. Like, it actually makes a lot of sense. Why in God's name would Pokemon be standing there waiting for you to run into them? You have to bait them out into the open and then run into them and surprise them. No, it was great. And as long as that game exists and Game Freak can't seem to pump out a Pokemon game to match that, I always be like, why would I play your new Pokemon game where I can just go boot up Pokemon Gale XD? It only has like 63 Pokemon in it, but still more fun than your game.
Alrighty, so let's start ranking these.
Wait, what about Pokemon Stadium? Hold on, one more shout
yeah. Okay,
Pokemon Stadium.
I've been quiet. Let me talk about Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium 2, for sure. If I put it on my tier list, on my ranking, it would probably bump Black to 4, and I would put Pokemon Stadium 2 as number 3. Like, it's not better than Gold or Silver, but it's pretty damn close. Like, it is such an amazing game. Like, you can, because like, you know, Pokemon Stadium, you know, you don't even need to catch any Pokemon. You can just pick a team. And I know we played Pokemon Stadium 1 in college for a little bit when at 64, right? You build your own team, like, with all the random Pokemon. And it was pretty balanced because, like, the fully evolved Pokemon did not have the best moves, while the first stage, they had all the best moves. So it was kind of balanced like that. But, like, and there's just so much to do in the, and it's just strictly about battling. And there's mini games and things like that, but like, you could also, if you had the connector, you could play your game on the TV screen, which was actually really, really nice. I really liked it. So I never got Pokemon Stadium 2. I really wish I had it, but I had Pokemon Stadium 1. I definitely played the yellow version on the TV as a result.
Yeah, that Lickitung minigame, sushi game, OP. That's OP. That's the only reason why you play it. And then Pokemon 2, Stadium 2, there's that Hitmontop game too, where you try to knock the other Pokemon out.
Pokemon Stadium 2 is just better, in my opinion, because it just has more Pokemon in it. It's literally a better version of Pokemon Stadium 1. So that Pokemon Stadium 1, Pokemon Stadium 2 are probably some of the best games Pokemon games out there. Not even in the main series, including the main series. Definitely. All right, so let's go over our tier list. So coming in on last place, it is the Omega Ruby Sapphire, because we only had one person, which was me, and it was my last pick, so it's obviously going to be the last one. So we'll put it in the F tier. And then the next thing that we have is Sword and Shield, and I believe, Mr. IDK, that you believe that also belongs in the F tier.
Yes.
Okay.
F tier. F is the tier.
Okay.
Z tier.
All right. And then finally we have the Let's Go is next, which is also in the F tier. But like I mentioned, all of these games I've only had one people play them. I think Let's Go, like I had mentioned before, Let's Go, you know, it's an F game to us, but I think to new players it's definitely higher up. Just want to mention that. Yeah,
we should mention the point that it literally was like an intro game for people who just got introduced to Pokemon through Pokemon Go. You play Pokemon Go, and Let's Go Eevee shows up at your front doorstep. You're more likely to play it because you're used to the way it plays than, say, Emerald or Diamond.
Okay. The thing is that Let's Go is so cute too, because you can actually cling on to your Pokemon like you can ride on your Pokemon.
Yep. That's
like with Snorlax. So
that is
for that it should be D tier.
All right, fine. We'll move it to the D tier.
Yes.
Okay. The next one is Sun and Moon. So Mr. IDK was the one that rated this. Do you think this should go in the D or the F tier?
Put it D. Put it underneath or right next to Eevee, wherever.
Okay.
Throw in the D tier.
All right. And the next one is Fire Red, Leaf Green. And I believe this only had one, which was Juicy. So,
yeah, put it in D tier.
Yeah, we'll put it in the D tier. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. And then after that we have X and Y, which was me and IDK. You think this is a C
Yeah.
tier game? Because C tier, or you want to keep it in the D tier? I think it's an okay game. I think it should be in C, in my opinion.
Put in C. Put in C. Like everything in D has a reason for being in D. Like it makes you unhappy to play the game. Nothing but X or Y made me unhappy to play those games.
Yeah, it's just
I just simply forgot about it.
It's just another Pokemon game.
It's complacent.
Yeah. After that, black and white 2 in the C tier.
C tier, black and white 2 and C tier.
Yeah. And then after that, it's black and white. So obviously, I'm very high up.
I bumped that down pretty.
I'm very high up on black and white, but you guys clearly are not. So should we leave it in the C tier?
I mean, I put it middle of the road. I put it fifth, I think.
I put it as number 3. So
I would ignore my
let's
rating.
leave it in. Okay, yeah, that's true. Let me see.
So at least it should be between A and C. So it should be at least B tier.
All right, let's bring it to the B tier, and that way. So the next one is going to be Diamond/Pearl/Platinum, which is a combined score of me and IDK. And clearly IDK had a good time playing it, so we'll put that in the B tier as well. Okay,
Yeah.
And then after that, Ruby and Sapphire. And clearly, one of us really enjoyed it, so we'll also put it in the B tier. Okay, and then Emerald, which was played by 2 of you. This is you 2, so what do you guys think? Still in the B tier?
I would lump it in the B tier with the same reason as the Platinum one.
Okay.
Yeah, I would too.
Sure. Next thing we have is Red and Blue. We want to keep Red and Blue in the A, or you want to keep it in the B? I think we need to bump it up to an A, in my opinion. By the way, this Red and Blue is number 5.
Blue's number 5.
It's number 5.
We still have. Is yellow still to come?
Yeah. Yellow is 4.
I'm okay with knocking blue and red to B and letting yellow shine in the A tier. That would be the golden representative of that generation.
The classics.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and then after that we have Crystal version with just me, and I will leave it in the A tier. All right, so now obviously, Heart Gold is 2 first place finishers, definitely in the S tier. Are you putting Gold version in the S tier as well? I believe so.
It's up to you two. You two both played it. Like it sounds. And if Hard Gold and Soul Silver was the enhanced version of it, and it was amazing. I can only imagine what Gold and Silver were like back in the day. Like that must have been super amazing as well.
I think Gold and Silver are S tier.
But are we? Of course, it's S tier. Are we debating which one should belong up there? Like,
No,
is there only one?
I'm fine with having 2 games up there because they're. I mean, come on, like they're. I think this should be the final.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
Wait, so is yellow only? So is yellow the only one on the A tier?
No, there's Crystal.
I mean, I would lump gold, silver, and crystal together. Same reason with the other ones.
I mean, with Crystal, so I'm the one that played it, but with Crystal, the surprise was gone. You already knew you were going back to Kanto, so that for that reason, that's why I would keep it as the A, although it had a unique story. Because the reason why we put gold up there is because that was the game where we found out we're going back to Kanto, right? That is one of the main reasons why this game was amazing. It's a really big reason why the game was amazing because they put 2 games in one basically. So I think Crystal should be bumped down a little bit because the surprise was gone. Because
I think for that reason, I think red and blue and yellow should be swapped. But that's a hot take.
So you want to? I mean, I'm following the rankings. So like yellow had a higher score than red and blue. So I mean, we could move blue to the A tier if you want. Red and blue to the A tier. It did start it all.
No, I'm just messing around.
Okay.
I think it's totally fine where it is.
All right. So this is Sean. I'm so proud of you. I definitely knew gold and silver was, gold and silver was going to be, as, at the top. But the thing, I wasn't sure. So I knew for sure Juicy would have gold and silver as number one. I just wasn't sure whether IDK had gold and silver or heart gold and soul silver as number one. But ends up, surprise, surprise, IDK never played gold and silver. So then, like, when you said diamond and pearl as number two, I was like, okay, yeah, heart gold, soul silver is IDK's number one, which means it matches my number one. So yeah, I think among the three of us, there's no doubt about it. Like, gold and silver was definitely, those games were just masterpieces.
Whichever variant you played first is the one you love the most. So like,
I mean, hard gold. I put it above gold and silver, and I play hard gold.
I know, but it's just gold, silver, hard gold, soul silver, whichever version you played. You just ended up loving it. If you play both, you probably loved it as well. Like, it's just that good of a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Like, I think I have Soul Silver stuck in the closet somewhere. I'm
just gonna
pull it out. Pull it out and see
what's going on. I think the game holds up. In my opinion, I think the game still holds up. So, all right. So I think. Does anyone else have anything to say about this? I really like our tier list. I think it is a good representation of the Pokemon games. And
so
I know IDK is happy to put Sword at the bottom.
So if I don't see the tier at the moment, but it sounds like there is no game on the C tier.
There are two games on the tier list. On the C tier. All right, okay. Here, I'll read it out. So in the S tier we have Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Gold and Silver. In the A tier we have Crystal version and then Yellow version. In the B tier we have Red and Blue, Emerald, Ruby and Sapphire, Diamond, Pearl / Platinum, and then Black version. In the C tier we have Black and White 2, and then X and Y. In the D tier we have Fire Red, Leaf Green, Sun and Moon, and then Let's Go. And then the F tier we have Sword and Shield and Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah. I think that leaves just one game series we didn't touch, which was Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
Yep.
From what I've seen, I think none of us picked it, and none of us rated it. But if I were to put it on this tier list right now, I would throw it into probably F tier.
Really? Do you think it's worse? Do you think it's worse than Sun and Moon?
The hand holding, from what I saw and what I heard, got worse. And it was just a cheap cash grab. A year after Sun and Moon came out, they released Ultra Moon.
It released hella quick. It was
super quick, and it includes some new features, but they weren't amazing. It was just another slow decay into what Sword would become. So, F tier for Ultra Series, Ultra Sun and Moon, or an F.
Actually, here,
if we want to rate all the Pokemon
right next to Diamond, I think this should be like that. All right, so I guess that's our tier list. Anyone else have anything else to say?
No, that's it. I mean, it was a nice trip down memory lane for these games. I mean, I think at the end of the day, we've kind of come to the conclusion that the older games we played, either when we were really young, got to experience it for the first time, or when we played them later with friends, actually have that sort of competitive spirit, the adventuring and trying to find new Pokemon to throw at each other was like the most important thing to these games.
Yeah.
And the fact that we no longer can really do that sort of stymies any attempt of enjoying Pokemon now. It's like I could pick up Sword and Shield right now and play it and hate it because it's not good.
Yeah, I think.
But I could also go and pick up.
Go ahead.
I can go and pick up. I'll go and pick up Soul Silver from wherever I hid it in the closet and try playing it. And I'll enjoy it for maybe an hour or two, and then I'll be like, "Hey, I ain't no one to play with. Game's dead."
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Yeah, so
that's it.
I definitely think Pokemon is a game I just enjoy with friends. You know, you shouldn't be playing it by yourself because a lot of the excitement, especially, is like battling each other. Like it's fun to play it at the same time with somebody, so you can be each other's rivals, which is what me and IDK did with Heart Gold, Soul Silver. We're like, all right, and I definitely did it with my friends when I played X and Y. Like I told you guys a story about my Azumarill that swept teams, but then my friend was a troll as well. And so I battled him. My Azumarill was sweeping his team. And then he throws out Drapion, which is the scorpion Pokemon. I was like, what the hell is this crap? And then it one-shots Azumarill with a poison fang because it's super effective against Fairy. I was like, what just happened? It's like moments like those that I think are what makes Pokemon fun. Like, if you play Pokemon, and I think this is what Game Freak is trying to do. Like, they want new players to experience the same experience that older players have had when they originally played their older games. And they just kind of wanted to keep it the same. And, like, obviously, the older players, we've all moved on. But, like, there's still young people that want to play Pokemon, right? And they're not too familiar with it. And now, like, especially, I think that a lot of Pokemon fans are grown up, right? Like, to be honest, like, we're all old enough to have children, right? So, like, there are parents that are introducing their children to Pokemon, right? And I know that if I was a parent, I would definitely be introducing my kid to Pokemon. Like, hey, here's let's say here's purple version. I play orange version, you play purple version, right? And then we can battle, we can beat each other's rival. And obviously I'm gonna beat the shit out of my kid. But like, because that's what I see with Pokemon Go too, right? There's a lot of parents playing with their children. And I think that's what Game Freak is banking on, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And and that experience though, it's pretty timeless, right? It's pretty timeless.
Yeah.
Like I could see if I had kids, I could see myself getting back in just to introduce it to my kids and playing with my kids, and then try to collect them all with my kids. So definitely, as the people our age who grew up with Red and Blue, they start having children. Like, all right, let's go back to playing Pokemon. And I don't know if you guys know this, but like Pokemon keeps seeing resurgences all the time. Like, I think last week, like some famous YouTuber or something like started investing heavily in Pokemon cards, and then the price of the Charizard shot up overnight. Of a base set Charizard shot up 3 times or something like that. So people are always interested in Pokemon, I feel like, and it's just one of those things that it just keeps coming back. Even though we don't like the game, we don't like the stagnancy of the games. I think it's definitely something that we should keep an eye on, because who knows, there might be a game in there eventually where we can actually play all together again, right?
I mean, sure. I think it's a very fair point that as older Pokemon fans, some of us may have kids who want to play Pokemon. They're designing these games so those kids can play it. But my counterpoint to that is that's what the Let's Go series is for. It's literally an easier version of Pokemon. And you can definitely make a compelling, difficult Pokemon game and then include tutorials and easy mode for kids to play. Hell, Pokemon Red and Blue didn't have easy mode, didn't have any tutorials. Threw you in, said, here, bitch, survive. And we did. And we had fun, and we enjoyed it. The fact that they want to baby the experience to ensure people keep playing and don't get frustrated or destroyed is ruining it for everyone else. Like, maybe those people are playing the game, maybe they're not, I don't know. But they gotta be more proactive in courting, not even us older Pokemon fans, but like people who aren't 5 or 7 or 8, like the 12, 14-year-olds. Like people who are smart enough to handle difficult, complex mechanics and difficulty levels, but who also would be willing to go through a tutorial or willing to do some of the other hand-holdy things they want to do if they need it. I'm just saying more choice to be appropriate. Let me boot up the game, let the game check how old I am, and be like, oh, you're an old-ass man. Do you need a tutorial? No. Okay, go ahead, play. And have, like, my son, who's like 5. I don't actually have a son who's 5. Let's say I have an imaginary son who's 5.
You sure about
He
that?
boots up the game, and the game's like, oh, you're 5. You probably fucking need the tutorial. Here's the tutorial, bitch. Play it. And he would play it. And he would be happy because he wouldn't be lost, and he wouldn't be screaming about why he doesn't know what to do. You know? And that's just what they need to do, I think. They want to get back to the glory days. They have to take that mindset that Nintendo has for their big IPs and reinvent Pokemon like that. And it's going to take a lot of effort and a lot of manpower, and they're going to have to bite their lips to do it. Because otherwise, we're just going to sit out here floating in space going like, well, great, Pokemon, what would the next Pokemon game's name be? Pokemon Gun. Yeah, stupid. I'm not going to get that. I don't want it. Or crap. Pokemon Rainbow. No thanks. Pokemon Inverted Volcano Triangle Square.
Pokemon
What are you
Square,
doing?
Pokemon Squirrel, Pokemon Circle. All right, Pokemon Square, Pokemon Circle. Count on it. And then the third version will be Triangle.
Dude, Pokemon Geometry. There we go, baby.
All right, I think we should wrap this up here. So
Yeah,
thank you.
I think we've concluded our tier listing of Pokemon games. We've gone down memory alley. We've discussed everything Pokemon in these past, what has it been, 2 hours?
Yep.
I hope everyone had a good time. I certainly did. I got to rant about Sword and Shield on stream, which feels great. And any other last words, my friends?
No, just thanks for listening, everybody.
And at least now I know that Pokemon Sword is a dud. It's one of those rare candies where you pop in your mouth, and then you suddenly go to the hospital. It's what you appear on one of those trick or treat horror news stories. you just got the wrong candy from the wrong
razor
neighbor.
blades inside the candy, right?
Yeah.
You pop a Snicker in your mouth and it has a blade in it. And also it got coated with toothpaste. Delicious.
All right, then.
Okay.
Until
I
next
guess
time.
that is the end of our adventuring for now.
Yes.
See you next time.
Yep.
Adios, muchachos.